So just a story around Core Designs cancelled 2006 PlayStation Portable. Geez, I got really stuck there because I never say that word. Remake for the first Tomb Raider game. So this was going to be the 10th anniversary edition that never got released, but a playable build has been released online, which is kind of interesting. So the game eventually came back through Crystal Dynamics, through the games that like Swinny has talked about, and that you are very fond of. So Swinny, like, have you played this demo? Because the demo is available now, or the alpha build on Tomb of Ash, which is a Tomb Raider site.
So no, I haven't played it, but I just want to clarify that the Crystal Dynamics one was a different pitch. It was essentially a different project altogether. You know, obviously different developer. And this PSP remake was planned for release after Crystal Dynamics had essentially already revived the series of Tomb Raider Legend. So the fact
Oh,
that they
really? Oh, that's
yes,
really odd.
so Crystal
Okay, I didn't pick
Dynamics
up on that.
yeah, so when Angel of Darkness, which was just it killed the series, Tomb Raider series. It was such a horrible game. Then Crystal Dynamics was given the franchise and released the fantastic Tomb Raider Legend.
Yeah.
Then I think Core Design had a game called Free Running or an engine that they'd used for that game, and they said, you know what? This is already a PSP engine. We can make a remake of the first Tomb Raider game, which they created. So they went that, and obviously it got cancelled after Crystal Dynamics went for pitch to say we can actually make honestly a better remake that's cross-platform. So suddenly it goes from being a game that's only released on the PSP, which didn't have a huge user base, to being a game on PS2, Xbox, and the next gen consoles and Wii and everything like that. And it ended up being in Tomb Raider Anniversary, which was in our most underappreciated games feature, quite a few episodes ago, is my number one most underappreciated game. It's one of my favorite games of all time, Tomb Raider Anniversary. So the fact that this is so linked to one of my favorite games, and what I love about this is such an odd story that Core Design, who was quite struggling at the time, they said, "Well, obviously that's now been cancelled." They tried re-pitching the game as reskinned versions, so they tried to pitch it as an Indiana Jones game and as a National Treasure game. So we mentioned National Treasure.
Oh,
First time
I
we
didn't actually read that part. That's awesome.
Oh,
exactly.
you didn't read it. That's
No,
funny.
I didn't. I didn't when I said that. That's so cool.
So and that obviously didn't pan out, and Core Design got sold off to Rebellion, and they changed the name, and then they shut down in 2010. But yeah, so the games, essentially all the assets have been put up on the Internet Archive. Apparently, I was reading on the Tomb of Ash website, who the ones that have provided instructions how to get this playable. They actually did reach out to Crystal Dynamics to see if they could get some official hosting of this information, but they didn't get any response. So
Right.
yeah, so that's
I'm
a
surprised
shame.
this is still up and available, to be honest. Like,
Well-
if this was Nintendo, they would have said, sorry, take this offline.
No,
Like,
but
what are you doing?
I think the information, I don't know where they got it from. They don't divulge that from what I can see. Maybe that information is available somewhere else. But these are assets held by the Core Design doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah, no,
So-
but this is an IP, right? Like, Lara Croft is very active.
Yeah,
IP.
I don't know the legal side of that stuff because I don't know exactly how it works, but I think the build may have been actually based on the Indiana Jones skinned version or something. So I'm not sure exactly, but I think they've reworked it to make it so to get it back to where it was. But yeah, it's just a really cool story, and as I said, Tomb Raider Anniversary is such an underrated game. I just love it so much. So it's just kind of very interesting to see the history of how you had two different developers working on a remake at the same time.
Yeah, no, I'm glad you corrected that because I didn't. Because I mean, it makes no sense. That's why it's so weird to me when you were saying that. I was like, I didn't pick that up when I was reading through this stuff. So, yeah, if you're gonna play this, I would download this soon because I feel like this is gonna get removed.
It does. It does look pretty rough, and remember, this is a PSP game as well that you're playing on a PC.
I think it looks pretty good. Like,
it looks
for an
rough in
alpha
terms.
build.
That's what I'm saying.
Cyberpunk.
That's what I mean. It's
Sorry,
rough in the sense that there's a lot of animations that clearly weren't finished and things. So I don't think this is to the point where this isn't what the intended vision of the game was meant to be.
Yeah, but very good alpha build from what I've seen and what I'm seeing in the video. Yeah, it's a really weird one. It's a really weird one. And the whole thing about the PSP as well, like the PSP was an interesting handheld. It actually sold quite a lot relatively. But if you look at the attach rates, like the amount of software sold versus hardware, it was abysmal. And it wasn't because people weren't playing the games. It was because that console suffered from, or handheld, suffered from an insane amount of piracy. Like to the point of you've never seen before. Like I swear, it felt like everyone I knew who had a PSP, it was a hacked PSP. And it really did, kind of kill the console to a big degree. And it caused a lot of crazy decisions with the Vita, with the memory sticks and all that kind of stuff, the proprietary stuff. So, no, very cool to check out, I think. All right, let's move on to the next story, which is